Hello, everybody. It is December the 15th, 2019. This is Wrestleview Weekly. Hello. How is everybody doing? Oh, man, it is the entire weather stuff that's going on here in North Carolina has been really weird. It's been a roller coaster of weather because I'm just going to draw the curtain here, and you're going to see, well, sun, because it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon on the East Coast. But it is a gorgeous, in the above 50s outside for December the 15th. This is like springtime weather to me. So it is very weird. But this is Wrestleview Weekly. I am Doug Lackey, veteran columnist of Wrestleview.com and co-host of Wrestleview Live, alongside the effervescent Mike Tedesco, where we will be covering live, once it's done, the Tender Loving Care pay-per-view. That's happening later tonight at 7 o'clock on the WWE Network. If you are in the chat room now, say wee. If you aren't, there's nothing I can do about that. Hello, Mishoon. Hello, CJ. Hello. Yes, it's a good early afternoon. Yes, it is. Thank you all so much for thinking about tuning in and having me on in the background while you're probably watching the American footballs. I have no idea what's happening in American footballs. I just know that it gives everyone lots of feelings. That's all I really know. Today on the show, pretty straightforward. It is the final pay-per-view for the WWE this year, the Tender Loving Care pay-per-view. And so we are doing the predictions for the show later on tonight. I believe the pre-show starts at 6 o'clock on the WWE Network, pay-per-view at 7 o'clock, and then following the said pay-per-view right here on the Wrestleview YouTube channel, Mike Tedesco and myself will try not to bitch about it. CJ's just geek researching retro gaming. Whee! Ooh, how far retro are we going here? Because I am the embodiment of retro. Oh, okay. CJ just put me on a tangent in my brain when it comes to video games and stuff, especially on the retro side. I'll go ahead and just do a quick story here about my little kid past. I've been playing video games since I was like 5 years old, when I was in preschool. And this was when the Atari 2600 was out. You know, the old Atari, like I called the coffee table system. Jamel's in the chat room. Whee! So one day when my mother picked me up from preschool, she and I went garage sale shopping, and she picked up an Atari 2600, and we took it home, and after our lunch, after my brother and sister were put to bed for nap, she and I hooked up this Atari 2600 together, you know, like a little mother and son project, and hooked it up to our little rinky-dink, God, I think it was a small black and white television. It must have been only 13 inches. It was a 13-inch CRT black and white TV. Hooked it up to the antenna in the back to make sure channel 3 or channel 4. We had 5 games. We had Pac-Man, Space Invaders, Asteroids, Street Racer, and Combat is what we had. Oh, and she and I played Pac-Man and Space Invaders for hours on, and Asteroids hours on end. And it was from there that she and I played video games together. When the Nintendo first came out, I think it was in 85. I think it was in 85 when it came out stateside. That was the gift to get for Christmas. And so Christmas 1985, all of us have opened all of our gifts. And then my mom says, I think there's one last present downstairs for Doug. But I wanted him to know. And I raced down to the basement. And downstairs in the basement was this tablecloth draped over a table. And I yanked that tablecloth off, and it was the same black and white television, but it was the Atari 7800 that was hooked up to it. I was ecstatic. You know, I didn't even know there was another Atari system. It played all of my older games, but she also got Dig Dug, Pole Position 2, Robotron 2084. Gosh, it was awesome. It was just an awesome, awesome Christmas present. And so that's what I know of retro gaming is the old Atari systems. I still have them. I have not hooked it up to a television. I don't know if it really can. I think it can only be hooked up by the antenna or maybe a yellow and white RCA cable. I think that's all. CJ saying it's mostly for the PC Engine and PC Engine CD games. Oh, okay. Later on, I would get a Nintendo system. I would not get the Nintendo until 87 or 88, something like that. I can't remember. Lewis in the chat room goes, "Wee!" That sexy hunk of man meat him. I got the Nintendo when I think it was Super Mario 2 came out. It was Mario 2 and Legend of Zelda 2 came out. So I was a little late on the bandwagon, and that would be the final video game system that I ever got. If I ever wanted video games, I had to buy them myself. Didn't get a Super Nintendo or a Genesis or a TurboGrafx when they came out. Instead, we got a computer. So while all of my friends were too busy playing Super Mario World and Sonic the Hedgehog, I was playing Doom. So that's how I turned out. Yep, that's how I turned out. Then I would buy my own PlayStation when I'd go to college. And so there you go. Okay, enough about my video gaming past. Okay, back to the task at hand. Today's show. Predictions for the Tender Loving Care pay-per-view. Also going to be going over a couple of the television shows from the WWEs. Fair amount of news coming down over the week, including a couple of unfortunate passings in the wrestling world. I'm going to go over those. Kind of updates. We got some updates to the injury list. Not necessarily putting people on the disabled list, I guess is the best way to put it, but there are some people that are injured that we need to go over. And is the milk carton big? Oh, it's a big milk carton today. We are up to about 23 or 24 individuals on the Epico Cologne milk carton. And then, once again, going over predictions for the Tender Loving Care pay-per-view. I said last week I put it off because we had fantastic sources. First, speaking of the sources, thank you for reminding me, Rashun. Today, for the sources, we dip into a growler that we picked up from the grocery store next door. 32-ounce growler. From my old stomping grounds of Cleveland, Ohio, and Great Lakes Brewery. It is their Christmas ale, is what it is. Let's see, I'm on Great Lakes Brewing's site right now. It is a Yuletide's worth of holiday spices and sweet honey to keep you wassailing all season long. Honey, cinnamon, and ginger flavors are in this bad boy. Lex in the chat room saying I should have canceled the network and gave that $10 to Salvation Army, but you have no interest? Okay. That's okay. Whee! It's okay if you don't care about the TLC. It's kind of a throwaway pay-per-view, but that's okay. 7.5 to 8 is the ABV on this guy. So yeah, we're gonna dip into this for the sources today. Let me put this to the side real quick. Those are our sources. Take a quick sip. Good stuff. Good stuff. Last week I put off taking down the last of the locks that I have an IOU for. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I've got one to take down. For those of you tuning in when it comes to me making predictions on this show, when it comes to the pay-per-views, I will have a tendency to lock said predictions when I feel very confident that they are going to come to pass. When they do not pass, I must be punished. And so, whenever we get a locked prediction wrong, we take a shot of the Luna Azul Blanco tequila. I hate tequila straight up, as everyone knows. We are doing one to make up for Survivor Series, is what we're doing, but we have more to make today. There we go. 7 matches are slated on the card for the Tender Loving Care pay-per-view. We are doing 4 locks. We're going to make 4 locks out of the 7, which will make for a very interesting predictions. Because a lot is riding on the line. I do not want to do tequila to end this year. I want to end this year at 100 wins or more on the pay-per-view record. So, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But until then, we hope that this one shot will not make for bad decision-making. So, yeah, we're just going to do one shot. That looks like about 1 right there, because this is a double shot glass right here. So that looks to be about 1. Okay. Hopefully, CJ will not make me make bad decisions, and nor will the tequila. Maybe you should just keep on researching video games, CJ. Just, no, I'm kidding. You are always encouraged to voice your opinions and fantasy bookings and stuff. I highly encourage it. It makes for a fascinating show. Makes for fascinating thoughts. So, here we go. I am not, I'm going to take the glasses off of this. Take the glasses off for this. Okay. Hopefully, this is the last time we will be doing this year because, so, all right. Here we go. Here's to me not knowing shit about professional wrestling. Ah! By the way, I should go ahead and say I have not had anything to eat today. This is going to sting. This is going to sting. Okay. All right. So how are we doing this? Okay. 7 matches slated on the card for the Tender Loving Care pay-per-view. 4 locks in tow. A big milk carton. Lots of stuff in the news. Jamel saying, don't worry, I'll help you make poor locks. Well, thank you, Jamel. Yeah, that's good. Boy. But, all right. Couple of shows to go over. It happened last week on the WWE TV. I do want to talk about NXT because NXT right now is the main roster. It is the best show the WWE is putting out there. And right now, the second best, I believe, is the one where we finally got confirmation of the turn. You know, oh God, look at that. Jesus, what the hell's going on with my background? No. TLC pay-per-view, you need to be right there. There we go. That's a lot better. You know, if you are single in life right now, hope to find someone that looks at you like Seth Rollins looks at his new buddies, the AOP. Confirmation, finally, Seth Rollins is what he should always have been, and that's a heel. And he has aligned himself with I can't remember the 2 guys' names that are in the show Breaking Bad. You know, that's what these guys remind me of. He has aligned himself with the Mafia. He's aligned himself with AOP. So Seth Rollins and the AOP are officially together due to the last week's episode of Monday Night Raw. I am genuinely looking forward to AOP powerbombing Seth Rollins on top of other people, beeling Seth Rollins into other people, and AOP saying their native language, speaking their native languages, while Seth just nods in agreement. You know, I really like the idea of Seth thinking that he is the leader of this group when he's actually not. I kind of like that idea. The Salamanca twins. Yes, Lex, that's who it is. Yes, the Salamanca twins. That's who I'm thinking of. Thank you. I really hope that that's the case with Rollins and AOP, in that Rollins thinks that he's the leader, but he's aligned himself with guys that are not good. That are just very, very angry, evil people. Oh, we got the pyrotechnics. We're starting off the show with the divorce court. the divorce court. Rusev and Lana sign papers. Lana is incredibly obnoxious on the mic. I've got to tell you, is there a GIF of this? Well, okay. Well, first we'll just we'll show the GIFs of Rusev kicking Lashley in the mush and putting him through a table. Of course, because it's a signing of some kind. Someone's going through a table. I saw a lot of complaints on the interwebs about how just everyone could not stand Lana. How everyone just could not stand Lana. I got to tell you, we have been complaining about this program of Rusev and Lana and Bobby Lashley and this whole love triangle thing. It was a bad program from the beginning. But Lana sold it to me. She, as a screaming, obnoxious woman on the microphone, is fantastic. Okay? She made the program. Okay? She just absolutely made it Monday night. Am I still saying that it's a good one? Absolutely not. It's not a good program at all. It's horrible. We want this over with. Hopefully it'll be over with after the Tender Loving Care pay-per-view. But, man. Lana screaming on the mic and, just going into fits was just great. And the look on Rusev's face during the whole time of just like, the hell's your problem? Yeah, just fantastic. Just fantastic stuff. But Mike saying that's about as bad as it can get in pro wrestling. Well, of course it was bad acting. Of course it was bad everything. That's why I think it was great. Because it was so bad. Charlie Caruso backstage talking with Kevin Owens. He says words. He's trying to search for AOP. He stumbles onto Rey Mysterio. Mysterio gives him a pipe and says, "Hey, thanks, pal." Matt Hardy performing for the second week in a row after the birth of his third child. Facing Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre brings up all of that stuff, and it makes Matt Hardy angry, and so they had a match. You don't talk about the names of Matt Hardy's family, or else he will just go all over you. So don't do that. Just that's not nice. But Drew McIntyre would get the win, as we figured. Matt Hardy, the consummate mid-card gatekeeper. The consummate mid-card gatekeeper of all of the 2000s. Of all of the late 2000s into the 2010s. The consummate gatekeeper. He's just not that anymore, just because he's not on TV that often, especially being in the WWE for only a little over 2 years now, I believe. Yeah. Used to be there, but that's okay. This is a decent match. Good squash for McIntyre to confirm. CJ saying that Matt Hardy made MVP. He sure did. Oh, yes. Charlotte Flair bumping into Becky Lynch, talking about, hey, you want to team up and go against Kabuki Warriors? Becky's like, nah, it's okay. I think I'll take care of it myself on a 2-on-1 handicap match. So that's what we're going to have. Kevin Owens calmly walking around backstage. He's trying to find AOP. He bumps into Mojo Rawley. Mojo's telling him, no, they went that way. No, they went that way. Owens slaps him in the face, then walks away. Viking Raiders in dimly lit background saying they've got more victims. Okay, they'll find out. Who knows? They're doing an open challenge, so who knows? Batista and NWO have been announced as the first inductees into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2020. Yeah. Tag team titles on the line in an open challenge. Viking Raiders defending against the Street Profits. Why not? Why not, indeed? Nice little frog splash from the Montez Ford. I don't want to do a wee on that one. But it was a nice little tag match. It was a little short, no commercial break in between this one. But no, Viking Raiders, and then they shake hands afterwards, and all the respects and the honors. And oh God, I can't stand the respects and the honors. Oh God. Seth Rollins comes out, says he's got unfinished business, so please let him have the ring. He has the ring. He says he wants AOP out right now to beat him, to take him out. Kevin Owens then comes out and he says, I know what's going on here. You lured me out here to team up with you to go against the AOP. Seth Rollins, no, I'm not saying that. You know what? I'm just going to leave. Screw it. I'm out of here. And then AOP shows up in SUV, and Owens is going to make his way out to them. He's about to, but then suddenly Sami Zayn shows up alongside Mojo Rawley. Apparently Sami Zayn can do whatever he wants because now he applied for a managerial license. And he's a manager now. Huh. Him and Mojo get into the ring, and Mojo says some stupid words, and Owens beats him up and smacks him with a pipe and stuff. And yeah, there you go. But I want to linger. I want to linger on this. And I'll leave the gif up here of Owens stunning Mojo here. So Sami Zayn is a manager now. Let's take a sip of the sources and think about this for a little bit. It's been quite a long time since we've had another male manager on the WWE roster other than Paul Heyman. It's been a while, if you think about it. And so the first one they bring up with this is Sami Zayn, who has had, let's go and be honest, he's come back from rotator cuff surgery on both shoulders. So, CJ saying technically Titus, well, I guess you can count Titus O'Neil as manager. Yeah, he was kind of a manager. Yeah, that was a couple of years ago. But Titus O'Neil was perfectly healthy. He could get in the ring whenever. And let's go ahead and be perfectly frank, Titus O'Neil in the ring is not very good. Sami Zayn, on the other hand, can put on a compelling match. Lio Rush was a manager. Yes, Lio Rush was a manager. But he was still physically capable, and he would still perform in the ring. Sami Zayn, I don't know what it is about Sami Zayn. He's just a particular case to me. Because he's perfectly healthy. Coming back from injury, this just seems to be like they're really protecting Sami Zayn, and they really think that he's a vital part of the roster and can help be the mouthpiece for people. But yet he's also pretty decent in the ring. So this just feels weird, you know? Daniel in the chat room says, "Wee!" Jamel asking, is this a sneak retirement or maybe his way? Maybe he's on his way out. I am not thinking that this is Sami Zayn's way out. I'm not looking at that. I don't want to say it's his retirement in the ring though. That's the thing that's striking me right now with Sami Zayn is he physically capable to go in the ring? Is he cleared to go? CJ brings up Zayn, he's 35. We got guys that are approaching their 40s and are still going. I don't know. You know, yeah, Zayn can still absolutely perform in the ring, but it seems that the best they have for him is being in the manager role. He is a different cat on the mic than anyone else because of how fast he talks. He puts on that great little, chicken shit heel vibe. He's great with that. Daniel bringing up he's way better as a mouthpiece. But this guy, I don't know. I mean, is this how we're going to see Sami Zayn for the next 2 or 3 years as a manager and not in the ring? CJ bringing up Sami gives him a Jimmy Hart vibe. I definitely see Jimmy Hart in Sami Zayn. Now, whether we're going to give him a microphone or something a megaphone or something like that, I'm not sure. Lio Rush with a microphone throughout an entire match was fantastic. Jamel bringing up, we forgot the miles that guys like KO, Sammy, and AJ have, even though they are relatively young. Guys beat up their bodies in the indies. That's right. This is their way to slow them down. And that's been the case with all three that Jamel just mentioned. Kevin Owens has taken lots of time off, whether it be injuries or otherwise. AJ has also taken time off. Even though he would still be on TV, he may not perform that much. They've protected him through six-man tags with Gallows and Anderson, who are around the same age as AJ. But Sami, this is their way of protecting him. So you're kind of seeing between all three guys how they protect the three. It's either you put them in managerial roles, multi-man tag clusterfucks, or just give them flat-out timeout and hope that they get a really big pop when they come back. And CJ saying even KO is slowing down by starting to busting down with the stunner. That's why they gave him the stunner. Okay, for one, Kevin Owens is a humongous Austin fan. He's always been let that known. And so they gave him the stunner as a finisher, and that's fine. But it's also a very simple finisher to give him compared to everything else that he had been doing physically in the ring. But it's kind of peculiar seeing those great three examples right there of Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and AJ Styles, how they're protecting all three of them in very different ways. Samoa Joe is the other one that CJ brings up. They bringing him in as a commentator. He hasn't been back in the ring yet since he's broken his thumb about 4 to 6 weeks ago. We don't know if he's getting back in the ring right now. To say that the roster is thin because of all of this protecting is a little fair. The Raw roster is very thin right now with actual performers in the ring, I think. Just with them right now. News on Seth Rollins. We're going to be talking about him and why he's not really been in the ring. It's just a really weird world on Monday Night Raw right now because there's a lot of protecting going on. Alistair Black versus Akira Tazawa. Nice little wham bam, thank you ma'am here. They gave Tazawa a little bit of offense until he decided to jump through the ropes and eat a knee from Alistair Black. Yeah, nice little wham bam, thank you ma'am. With this one, CJ 08 to 12 Miz and Punk commentating was at different points. Yep, you had that. Jericho, who is older, he got a lot of commentating, a lot of managing, brings up Jamel. That's absolutely right. Okay, that's how you protect them. It's multi-man clusterfucks, managerial, commentating, stuff like that. Tiger knee that Alistair Black is given Tazawa there. He would sit in dim lights because he won the match. Let's see what else we got. Charlie Caruso is backstage with Humberto Carrillo. He starts saying some things, and then Zelina Vega walks up. She's yelling at Carrillo. Andrade comes up and yells at him, and they are yelling tonight. So we're having Humberto Carrillo versus Andrade with Zelina Vega in tow. Before that would happen, a vignette, a video package would air of Liv Morgan, a makeover, a Liv Morgan. This sounds familiar. The makeover of Liv Morgan coming soon to the WWEs and the Monday Night Raws. I'm going to go ahead and say this right now. I am taking Liv Morgan off the milk carton. I am officially taking her off the milk carton. This was a vignette package, a video package devoted strictly to her and her return. Though we did not see her live, it is devoted to her and her return. So I'm just going to give her some slack, cut her some slack, take her off the milk carton. She had been on there since July, I believe. Yeah, since the day after the draft. So there you go. But yeah, this so are we giving Liv Morgan the Emelina treatment with this one? Let's try to think positive on this. Let's try to think positive about the Liv Morgan return and doing a makeover and stuff. Why does it have to be a beautiful makeover? What if it's something else? Something a little more disturbing. You know? Not saying along the lines of The Fiend and Bray Wyatt. Not saying along the same lines of indestructible, nigh invulnerable Bray Wyatt. I'm just saying, what if she looks a lot different? Just putting that out there. Not exactly a beauty makeover, but something else. Humberto Carrillo versus Andrade with Zelina Vega in tow. Oh boy, here we go. I got to take the sources on this one. Prepare yourselves, because here we go. We're getting a fresh batch of it because Humberto Carrillo is on the corner post, and he's going wee. He's doing a moonsault on top of Vega with the outside, and Zelina wee. Zelina Vega walking up like Wahapa wee. Oh boy, I would be the same way. Wahapa wee. Two guys lying on the ground. What you guys do? Wee. Oh boy. Oh, she's still. You guys get wee. You guys stop doing that right now. Wee. Okay, that's enough of that. Yes, it was a wee. Coming back from the commercial break, Humberto can dodge the back elbow not once but twice. Can he do it again? Oh, he tried. Jeez. Oh, such a great exchange right there. That is some fantastic stuff right there. Okay. Channeling a lot of NXT in this match. Oh, man. Yeah, that whole exchange reminds me of NXT between Carrillo and Andrade. Counters for counters, striking for striking, and more strike-centric than holds and moves-centric. Yeah, good stuff. But, in the end, Humberto Carrillo would get the win when Zelina Vega gets up on the ring apron. Humberto cleverly puts on the brakes, knocking her off the apron, but Andrade doesn't, knocks her off the apron. He gets rolled up, and Humberto gets the win. See? I told you. What did Mikey think? Really good match with Carrillo and Andrade, hoping they don't break up on... Okay, so here's the other thing. This is the first loss for Andrade since he's come to Monday Night Raw. After the match, the two, Andrade and Vega, would be arguing in the ring. I had a lot of fun on the Twitter seeing a lot of desperate for attention wrestling news sites saying, according to backstage rumors, there's an inevitable split between Andrade and Vega. I watch TV too. I can make a prediction too, but if I'm part of a wrestling news site, I've got to tack on the words backstage and rumors to give you the clearance to check it out. Little fettuccine in the chat room. Whee! Tiny Noodle. I am from now on dubbing you, Little Fettuccine, as Tiny Noodle. You better change your screen name soon, Tiny Noodle. I have a thesaurus. Rey Mysterio's backstage, and AJ Styles comes up, and they say words and stuff. Yeah. Alistair Black, after a commercial break, says that Buddy Murphy will regret picking a fight with him because they are going to be in fisticuffs at the Tender Loving Care pay-per-view tonight. Zack Ryder with Kurt Hawkins in tow versus the Buddy Murphy, aforementioned Buddy Murphy. Buddy Murphy would be attacking Kurt Hawkins at ringside so that he doesn't interfere. He doesn't interfere. He doesn't do anything. And Buddy Murphy would pick up the win. So there you go. All right. Kevin Owens is walking around backstage. He finds the AOP's black SUV. He starts smashing in the windows with the pipe. I honestly thought that thing was just a PVC pipe, but apparently that is a heavy piece of material. Smashes in the windows of the SUV. He breaks the lock off of the back door when it was honestly unlocked. And he sees a cat in this little chair turned around with the hoodie and the things. AOP comes up in behind him. The AOP attacks Kevin Owens, slams his head into the door. Razar calls out to this guy sitting in this little captain's chair and reveals to be Seth Rollins. Now, first off, if you watched WWE Backstage last week on Tuesday night, it was revealed that when it came to this van, it was specially fabricated so that that chair was there in the back of this long SUV. I don't know. I've seen conversion vans having this twirling captain's chair like this, where it's meant for, fishing and stuff. I don't get it. Jamel going, "It's me, Austin. It was me all along. It was me, Austin." It doesn't. Okay, hold on. So yeah, it's Seth Rollins. It's now confirmed. He's pulled the swerve. He's now a bad guy. He stomps Kevin Owens into the concrete. Mikey saying, "Well, it's done. Rollins is officially a heel, teaming with AOP. Good quick transition. Owens is now the top face. Interesting top card Raw. I don't know if the turn is impactful backstage as would be before a live crowd, but that's okay." So, Seth Rollins then, after the commercial break, comes out to the stage. Rollins starts yelling, "What do you want from me? We used to see things eye to eye," talking to the crowd, "but somewhere along the line it went all wrong. Why? I did everything right. I don't take nights off. I fight through injuries. I lay it all on the line for each and every one of you. I stick my neck out for you, and then I get spit on. I get disrespected in return, and I'm sick of it. I came out here last week and told Kevin Owens he had nothing to do with the AOP, and that was the truth. The truth isn't good enough for him. And you call me a liar. Why? Because some flavor of the month couldn't lace up my boots and Kevin Owens called me a liar? You all jumped on that bandwagon, but I let it slide. I again told you all the truth, but tonight I told you tonight I had nothing to do with the AOP, but it's still not good enough. In 2019, what is good enough for you people? What do I have to do? Do I have to get into the ring and kill myself? I beat Brock Lesnar twice and brought the Universal title back to Raw, and that still wasn't good enough. If you want to push me, it's time for me to push back. Your negativity has become a self-fulfilling prophecy. And it's turned fiction into fact. It turned me to stand side by side with the two men that understand. I am standing side by side with the AOP. All right, first, take a swig of the sources, because we got some explaining to do here. CJ asking, did the WWE just go full meta? Jamel agreeing. Yep. First off, I've got no problem with the turn. No problem with the alignment with the AOP. No problem, no problem, no problem. None whatsoever. Okay? Another thing, the promo that Seth is giving here in this GIF that I'm showing was fantastic. This promo was fantastic. It solidified and verified everything that you need to know that Seth is now a horrible person. And he's aligned himself with two brutes that I really, really hope. Seth thinks that he's the leader, but he finds out that he isn't. I really hope that happens. But the two positives aside are countered by one big, humongous negative with this turn. One big, humongous negative. Too soon. Way too soon. The promo that Seth gave is fantastic. Don't get me wrong. Purely fantastic. But you don't give this promo and then earlier in the show say that, I still told you the truth and everything. Are we supposed to believe that he was lying? How far back are we supposed to believe that he was lying? something is falling flat here when it comes to the character development of Seth Rollins, okay? And kind of realizing at the same time here, does this further solidify the Seth Rollins character as always a backstabber? As always a backstabber. Always. Is he now... Am I really asking this? Is Seth Rollins the new Triple H?
Oh, come on, Doug. He had the pedigree for a little bit, and Triple H gave him he loves Seth Rollins. He gave him the NXT title, and he smiles upon him. And
Is Seth Rollins the new Triple H? To where he just backstabs people all the time. All the time. And it's verified and confirmed all the time. He lies all the time about saying how he aligns himself with someone or the crowd turns on him. Is this what he is? Yeah, pretty much. CJ saying it. Yep. Seth Rollins is Triple H on this roster. Is that a good thing? Do we need a character like a Triple H that's constantly backstabbing? I mean, let's look at the frequency of it. Let's think of the frequency of the Seth Rollins character since he's come into the main roster. Way back in Survivor Series, how many years ago are we looking at? Like 6, 7? When the Shield made their debut. Debuting as a heel stable. They would slowly turn babyface when they would turn on Triple H and the Authority. Yeah, 7 years. Okay, 7 years. So they debut the Shield as a heel group, then they slowly turn face. Then you have Seth Rollins turning on the Shield. He's back to a heel. Then Seth Rollins would become a babyface. How? How did he become babyface? It wasn't, he turned on J&J Security, I think it was. He turned on the Authority, I believe. I think that's what was it. Then he got put on the shelf with injury. That automatically made him a babyface. He's put on the shelf with an ACL tear for a year. Then he comes back to appraise. Then he comes back and he's babyface. But now this is supposed to be the heel turn. So think about this. Heel Shield, face Shield, breakup Shield, injury, and now we've had 5 swerves with the Seth Rollins character in the span of 7 years. Is this par for the course for a Triple H character? I mean, is this the right frequency of the Triple H character that you get 5 swerves within 7 years? I mean, is that too much or too little? 5 swerves in 7 years. I mean, this is not Big Show level swerves, okay? These aren't Big Show level swerves. Giving Kevin Owens the red title. I don't know if that... No, that doesn't really count as one. No. I don't... I think it's fair to call him the Triple H of Monday Night Raw, right? The current Triple H of the WWE. But is the frequency too much or too little? I don't know. Triple H, I mean, dear God, I don't have enough time to go over the number of swerves that he had throughout his entire career. But it brings up really a lot of thought about what makes a compelling professional wrestling character. Of course there's swerves. Swerves are fantastic in professional wrestling. They're the greatest thing in professional wrestling are swerves. Face or heel, the best things. But how much is too much? When is too much too much? Okay? Oh God, look at TNA. They did it on a every other week basis. and it became stale. It made no sense whatsoever. WCW during the Monday Night Wars were grounded on these swerves. It happened all the time in the WCW. All the time during Monday Night Nitro. Who was turning to NWO? Who was going to go against the NWO? Who was splitting with the NWO and was going to be their own little faction? Who else is splitting from blah, blah, blah? It happened all the time in WCW. That's what's great about WWE and their swerves, is that they don't happen so often, and they carry a certain amount of flavor. But they need to be done effectively and at the right frequency and at the right time. CM Punk attacking The Rock. Other big swerves that I can think of. I'm just within the last handful of years. The Bayley swerve, just attacking her stage setup. Even people that would turn babyface. One of the best babyface swerves, I think, in recent memory, Damian Sandow turning on The Miz at WrestleMania during the Battle Royale. Fantastic, okay? There are certain times where the swerve is impactful, powerful, and memorable. Is this one that's going to be memorable? With a character that's had 5 swerves now in the past 7 years. One that sticks to mind, Jamel brings it up, is trying to reform Triple H and reform DX, and Triple H just flat out attacks HBK. I don't think this is really an impactful swerve. Because, for one, Seth Rollins should always be a heel. The voice is not made for babyface. I mean, his voice is not made to be a babyface. But in this alignment, I think it's great to have this kind of character in this kind of position aligned with 2 brutes like the AOP, to where we have a chicken shit heel who thinks he's the leader, but he really isn't. The Dakota Kai swerve was great. Yeah, Dakota Kai swerve was fantastic in NXT. NXT is the same thing with WWE when it comes to their writing and everything. The swerves are few and far in between, but when they happen, they are memorable, they are impactful. This is not one of their most memorable and impactful swerves on a main event talent like Seth Rollins. It should be bigger than this. And I think that time could have really helped with that. This swerve should not have really happened until Royal Rumble. That's what I think. They could have carried this on for another 5 weeks. Another 5 weeks. Carry it on and carry it on. But, yeah. I don't know. We'll see how it turns out. I'm very curious about WrestleMania. I'm very curious how this is going to turn out in the end. 2-on-1 handicap match between Becky Lynch and the Kabuki Warriors. Kabuki Warriors would get the win. No, they wouldn't. Becky Lynch would win via DQ. Lynch would have Zayn in the disarmor thingy, but Asuka would pull her out and then hit her with the steel chair. That's how we do it. Doomsday device? Maybe not. That's not a Wii. Can't do that. Oh, God. Oh, boy. All right. This is a Wii, though, so we got to take a swig for this one. All right. Kairi Sane's on the top rope. Becky Lynch is laying prone on a table. She's going to go wee! Onto Becky Lynch onto the table. Man, she milks that for all it's worth. Wee! Still saluting like the pirate that she is. You know, I really like this getup of Kairi Sane. Wee! It is kind of mildly attractive and mildly seductive that she's gone all black. Wee! That's kind of what the heels do now. You know, you got to dress in the dark colors to convince yourself that she's evil. Wee! That's what she does. She's an evil person now. No more saluting. Wee! Except when you're driving an elbow onto someone who's supposed to be kind of evil. Wee! That's what she kind of does. I'm glad she's ditched the pirate getup now. She's no longer wee! Having a steering wheel for a ship. What is that thing called? Wee! She doesn't do that anymore. She doesn't wear a hat. She brings an umbrella to the ring, but wee! She brings an umbrella out into the ring, but it's not raining outside. I don't get it. Wee! That's enough. Whew. It's easier for me to do the wheeze when they're slow building like that than anything else. Is that really my thing now? Is doing the whee! You know, people jumping off and everything, you know? Isn't that what everyone thinks when people do that? Whenever you see a tope suicida? Is that what it's called? Yeah. Or a suicide plancha. Or a moonsault. Or a diving elbow. Whenever anyone leaps from a high height and you go down, don't you just say wee eternally? Isn't that what you want to do? You know what? That's what you should do. Every time I saw Gallagher unfurl his umbrella and leap from the top rope, that's exactly what I thought of. He's just going, wee! You know. Man. All right. Eric Rowan brought out a cage with a thing in it. We think local talent runs away. Oh, yeah, what the? Okay. And Eric Rowan would destroy the man, forcing a referee stoppage. All right. Here is something that is up for debate. This is something that's up for debate. Okay? This really needs to be talked about. Okay? Current programs right now. Which one is worse? Rusev, Lana, Lashley, Love Triangle, or Eric Rowan, What's in the Box? Which one's worse? Which one is worse? It is incredibly sad with this, okay? I believe that this is the fourth packaging of Eric Rowan. This is the fourth packaging of Eric Rowan, okay? Wyatt family, Evil Clown, Hammer Brother. No, this is the fifth. Attempted murder. And then, no, Planeteer. And then, no, wait, attempted murder. What's in the box? 6? Is this 6 repackagings of Eric Rowan? Like, really, 6? It's like 5 or 6 packagings of Eric Rowan here, okay? Wyatt family, Evil Clown, Hammer Brother, Planeteer, attempted murder, what's in the box? They see something in this guy to give him this much, okay? I just don't know, man. Why? I don't get it. I just don't get it. This is a sad one here, okay? And I know Luke Harper is no longer with the WWE, but is this the route that they were also going to be looking at with Luke Harper? It's sad. It's really sad because Luke Harper, Brody Lee, was a fantastic worker. He was fantastic in the ring. But they love Eric Rowan's look, but they don't like what he does in the ring, is what it looks like to me. So, what are we doing here? This is not going to turn out well. This is not going to turn out well. I've got a feeling we're going to be seeing Eric Rowan on the milk carton very, very soon for a very, very long time. That's all I got to say. He's going to plant the guy 3 times with his iron claw. That may have just been Eric Rowan's most entertaining match in his career. Mike said he legitimately laughed out loud during it. I was too, okay. The guy running with the box and Eric running after him. But, man. Charlotte Flair sees Becky Lynch in the trainer's room. She's hurt by the Kabuki Warriors. They beat you up, huh? All right, good luck to you. She walks out. The Kabuki Warriors attack her. Kabuki Warriors challenge them to a match thingy at TLC, and Becky and Charlotte agree to it, but it's going to be a tables, ladders, and chairs match. So there we go. That's all we got to say about that. They look like they're in the principal's office. The two of them. Baby Yoda's in the box, says Lex. I bet you nothing's in the box. Nothing is in the box. I bet you an inanimate object is in the box. There is no animal at all. It's a stuffed animal. That's right. Eric Rowan will now become George the Animal Steel. Have a stuffed animal with him. United States Championship match. AJ Styles facing off against Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio, the champ, he's trying to defend said title. I cannot do another Wii. I gotta do another one. I'm going way too long on this Raw recap, but okay. Rey Mysterio going off the Wii. Oh, God, I have to. He's off the second rope. It's so great. Wee! It's so graceful, so serene, so spectacular. Wee! It really, there should be doves flying in the background. Wee! Yes, doves flying in the background. Wee! Just gentle, soothing music in the background when he goes, wee! When he goes through this, who can say, wee! Where the angels ring. Wee! Yeah. And just a blurring red. You know, that is the best getup. Whee! That is the best outfit I've seen Rey Mysterio wear in a very long time. Whee! Oh, God, I'm running out here. It's not comic book based. Oh, God, it is destroying my cords. So, AJ Styles versus Rey Mysterio for the United States title. I do like that spot of the sunset flip through the ropes into the barricade, but, you know, it's just not convincing when you leap yourself into the barricade and clutch onto your face when nothing really hit your face, except for maybe your hair and your own knee. But your winner by pinfall, because some guy would come in and interfere, would be the Rey Mysterio. Oh, hi! I kind of like that. You know, that's a nice gift. Hey. Oh, hi. Randy just going, hey, what's up? Distracting the AJ Styles, and Rey Mysterio would get the pin for the win. That's how you do it. Crowd loving Randy Orton. Okay, yeah, winking at him. Yeah, and that's how we think. What did everyone think of Monday Night Raw? 61% gave Monday Night Raw a thumbs down, and for it's about time, as everyone knows, Raw is always a horrible show, and everyone says it's a horrible show because everyone watches Raw. Discuss amongst yourselves. Who is the more convincing top babyface of Monday Night Raw? Randy Orton or Kevin Owens? Discuss amongst yourselves. Please, don't mind me. I need to put this window to the side real quick so I can bring up something to better prepare myself for the predictions. There we go. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. There we go. I am now well prepared. Very good. Let's go to the NXT right now. That is not the NXT logo. Show's already calming off the rails, ain't it? Oh, but it makes for a better show. Daniel's saying he could be a tweener. Orton is? I don't know about that. NXT results will try to fly through this. Look at Finn Balor just splaying his package for Keith Lee to see. Jamel's saying this is what happens when you combine sources with an empty stomach. Yeah. All right. I'm going to try to get through this show, but man, was it a really good show for NXT. The source is Daniel Schell is the Christmas Ale from Great Lakes Brewery out of Cleveland, Ohio, my hometown. NXT Cruiserweight title match. Lio Rush defending against Angel Garza. I am not one to succumb to flippies. I'm not one to succumb to little critters. Okay? Little critters, I mean, I see through bullshit. Okay? I'm not one for little critter matches. A lot of you know that. And when I mean little critter matches is no selling and spots for the sake of spots. But this match was fun. Lots of fun. Little spot here from the apron. Oh, God. Yes, this spot where Angel just rips the legs from underneath Lio Rush and his head slams into the apron. I had to go on my DVR and rewind this about 2 or 3 times because I winced like hell from this spot. Look at this. I want to make sure I pause this right at the right time. Like this. Look at this flexibility and angle, okay, of Lio Rush's body. When you hear the slamming of the mat, and yes, his hands slapped on the mat, okay, but him bending his back like that, I mean, dear Lord, sold me. It sold me, okay? Sold me. But I rewound on the DVR 2 or 3 times. And I was like, okay, slammed it. It's okay. But damn, was this selling. Damn, that was good. Yeah, Lex in there saying the whole first few minutes of that match was wince-inducing. Lio was clearly working stiff and Angel retaliated. I'm not looking at working stiff. I'm just looking at this. Okay. This sold me, all right? I'm not going to insert drama into the drama, okay? Jamel saying, speaking of Mr. O'Shea, feels like we haven't seen him in a while. You speak of milk carton stuff. You speak of milk carton, Kimasabi. You speak of milk carton. The Lio Rush, he's doing the little, oh God, I can't do any more wheeze. I really can't. And I'm not going to do a wee on this one, okay? I'm not a fan of springboards like this, where you're springboarding from inside the ring to go outside the ring. I think it is really scary. Damian Priest does this, and now Lio Rush doing this. It is way too scary. I'm too afraid that you are going to slam yourself into the apron, okay? I'm not a fan of springboards like this. Even if you're just not running and stepping off, when you're even resting on it to doing it, I am not a fan of this. Something bad is going to happen, okay? Not a fan of that spot. But your winner by submission after a wing clipper and putting him into a reverse full Nelson is Angel Garza, the new Cruiserweight champion. Great match. Fantastic match. Lots of finisher kickouts to get you going. It's a great match to get you riled up for the show. I love me some Angel Garza. Okay. He has a look. He's got everything. Okay. But as we all know, don't worry, he's not going to the main roster. He's already on the main roster, and that is NXT. So, no, he's not going anywhere. He is staying put. Okay? Fantastic look, fantastic getup in mid-match, ripping off the pants to show the tights up. Perfect. Just great stuff. It is really amazing. It is really amazing. I think now we're looking at 3 years or 4 years, since the debut of 205 Live. And how they started out with just the handful of guys that were in their cruiserweight tournament, and how it has evolved. And now how it is now a mainstay part of the NXT program since its debut 3 months ago on the USA Network. It is amazing to look how 4 years ago we introduced 20 to 25 new performers into the entire realm of the WWE main roster, and there is a place for them. Every one of them has had a place of some kind. Not necessarily as a champion, but also having character building. And the thing is, a lot of these cruiserweights they've brought in for the past 4 years, they aren't still at 205 Live. Some of them are over in UK. Look at Noam Dar. Noam Dar is entertaining as hell over there. Oh, yeah. So it's really amazing to look at. Is 205 Live going to continue to be a part of the WWE Network? It's going to be brushed aside quietly. You won't hear about it. Jack Gallagher is another one Jamel brings up. Jack Gallagher right now is the gatekeeper for the cruiserweights, is what he is. He is the gatekeeper of the cruiserweights. God, Drew Gulak. Holy crap. The guy's gone through, what, two repackagings as a character? He's doing fantastic. Only 2 compared to the 6 of Eric Rowan. Right now, I am truly amazed at how the cruiserweight roster is faring on the WWE roster. We thought it was just going to be another throwaway thing, but they are now becoming an integral part of the WWE main roster, spanning all 4 or 5 different shows that they have, spanning all of them, serving purposes. I'm shocked. I really am. They all serve purposes, whether to be in squash matches or to build up their own storylines. And I'm not necessarily saying they're incredibly compelling storylines, but they're pretty well written. Okay? Shayna Baszler versus Rhea Ripley is coming up next week on the NXTs, is what's going to be happening there. We have a triple threat match for the number 1 contender for the NXT title coming up in this show of Keith Lee, Fons Balor, and Tomato Ciampa, is what's going to be happening. All 3 would do little segments and promos and stuff. During the commercial break of NXT, after Angel Garza won his cruiserweight title, he proposed to his girlfriend. So we thought he was a heel, but now he miraculously became a babyface. I don't know. I got nothing. I don't know. I'm not saying this was bad or anything, but I'm conflicted now with what Garza is. Raul Mendoza versus Cameron Grimes. Mendoza off the milk carton. Finally getting his comeuppance against Cameron Grimes. Kushida would make an appearance during this match, distracting Cameron Grimes, and Grimes getting the loss, and Kushida would find himself a new hat. Jackson Riker of the Forgotten Sons facing off against Travis Banks. This is meant to promote the Worlds Collide NXT TakeOver show for the Royal Rumble weekend. Yes, that is going to be fascinating. The Worlds Collide TakeOver show for Royal Rumble. Adam Cole and Walter. Sign me the fuck up. Adam Cole, Walter? Imperium Undisputed Era? Sign me the fuck up. Travis Banks would win via pinfall, doing a slice of heaven kick of some kind, I think it is. Daniel saying, Walter, Adam Cole, Doug has a meltdown. Yeah. I will be screaming for Walter to powerbomb Adam Cole's ass the entire time. Slap him silly. Mia Yim versus Dakota Kai. This had, okay. If only Bobby Fish can stay healthy for it. Well, that's true, Jamel. Yeah, if he can't get a concussion or tweak an elbow or knee, we'll see. I want to talk about this match. Mia Yim and Dakota Kai. Great build into this. Great storyline. Great development, everything. Okay? Dakota Kai turning on Tegan Nox over at the War Games Takeover show. Mia Yim getting hurt and losing her spot, and she's angry because Dakota Kai got it, and it was totally built. This match was well built, but man, was it meh. It was incredibly meh to me. After the Dakota Kai would get the win, but after the match, Mia Yim would put Dakota Kai through one of two tables, which caused Dakota Kai to get a major laceration on the back of her head, grazing that second table. She received, I think, 7 or 8 staples on the back of her head. I've had staples in my head. It's not fun. It is not fun at all. It was an incredibly meh match between these two in something that was so well built. You know, this is where NXT has its faults. The Fiend? Do I think The Fiend will show up, or a new look Daniel Bryan? I don't know, The Fiend. You haven't properly introduced yourself into this room. You don't just start asking questions. There's a way we let each other be known here in the chat room. Do I think The Fiend or Daniel Bryan's going to show up? Oh, I believe The Fiend is going to show up. Oh, absolutely. The Fiend is going to show up, and Daniel Bryan's going to show up. Both of them are going to show up. Both of them will show up. That's all I got to say about that. How should you introduce yourself? Everyone in the chat room, if you're in the chat room right now, say wee! Because people in the chat room say wee! Because people out there are doing suplexes into tables. Wee! That's what they do when they're feeling wee! When they are professional wrestlers, they go wee! That's okay. You don't have to, Fiend. You just have to be a regular viewer, and you'll understand. You'll get it. Our Fred729, is there a Crimbus Craptacular this year? Absolutely. This Saturday. This Saturday is our Crimbus Craptacular. That's right. More info on that will be on Wrestleview.com and the Facebook Wrestleview media page and on the Twitter. Okay, there you go, Fiend. Whee! Awesome. All right, I got to breeze through the rest of this. Oh, Breezango versus the Singh brothers. Do have to talk about this one. I'm so glad. Thank you for putting this GIF in your review, Mike. So it's just a random throwaway tag team match. That's all this was, to let you know that everyone here exists. Until this particular spot, where Fandango leaped from the apron to deliver an elbow. Not good. This was not good. This would be the spot where Fandango dislocated his elbow. See that the point that his elbow hit the Singh bro there was at a very... It has to be straight down. Can't hit straight down. When you hit at an angle, knocked it out of place. So Fandango, due to this spot, has a dislocated elbow. More on that later on in the news. But they would pick up the win. Breezango would pick up the win. Caden Carter versus Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair would get the win. Hey, who'd have thunk it? What's weird about Caden Carter is that this is her second, or I think her second squash match that she has been since NXT debuted in September on the USA Network. And she has yet to be on the main roster. Caden Carter has appeared twice in squash matches in NXT and is yet to be on the main roster. She is not on NXT's roster page. I don't know why. I really don't know why. Jamel asking, when are the Decade Dougies? Oh, God. It's going to be tough, okay? To go through a decade's worth of stuff, it's going to be tough to give out the great awards for an entire decade's worth of wrestling. Finally, on the NXT, triple threat match, number one contender for the NXT title, Tomato Chomper versus Keith Lee versus Fonz Balor. We all love Keith Lee, don't we? We all love Keith Lee. We all love giant black men that do small white man things. Is that an adequate way to put it? And that's not offensive, is it? I don't think it's offensive at all. Giant black man doing small white man things. He brings smiles to people's faces. I got no problem with him at all. Okay. Tomato Chomper doing hangman DDTs to two people at once. That's only something that you'll find on the NXTs. Fonz Balor stomping onto what exactly does this feel like? Fonz Balor stomping on Keith Lee. Is this like stomping on your bed? And also, doesn't that like throw off your equilibrium when you realize where you are landing is really, really high off the ground in comparison to where you normally land? The Fiend, Johnny Gargano, is going to return this Wednesday to distract beat up Balor? Maybe. That sounds fair to me. You're kind of reading my mind, Fiend. That sounds smart. That sounds incredibly smart, Fiend. I'll buy that one. But this spot, where we've got, it's not necessarily a Tower of Doom spot, okay? We hate Tower of Doom spots. Absolutely abhor Tower of Doom spots. Keith Lee, Tomato Chomper on his shoulders with Fonz Balor in an air raid crash. Okay, look, that was a cool spot. That's a cool spot, okay? I hate Tower of Doom spots, but when you get away from the turnbuckle and you're able to do something like this, okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, that's pretty cool.
But Doug, we're doing this on a TV show for free. Why aren't we doing this on a pay-per-view? Oh, they don't know how to book or make matches. Oh.
It's NXT, guys. It's what they do all the time. It doesn't matter. They're going to do what they want to do. You got a problem with it? Then don't watch what they're going to do at the pay-per-view. They may not do the spot on the pay-per-view. Who cares? You're a winner. Fonz Balor, when he would do a spot like this, Spirit Bomb, coup de grace on Keith Lee. That was fantastic camera work. The Fiend, okay, just tell me what went wrong this Friday. You guys didn't do the coverage of Smackdown. Yes. The Fiend asking, you know what? I'll just go ahead and face facts. First off, NXT, Fonz Balor would show off his package to everyone so that everyone saw that he is a male. What did everyone think of NXT? 91% gave it a thumbs up, and that's because everyone who doesn't have a job watches NXT. No, I'm kidding. No, we didn't do coverage of Smackdown because, quite frankly, our incredible editor-in-chief, Mike Tedesco, had been reviewing all wrestling this week. He did Monday Night Raw. He did NXT. He's going to be doing the review of today's TLC. He needed a break. I unfortunately could not provide it for him because I had old high school friends that I hadn't seen in 20 years come into town. So I couldn't cover, and quite frankly, let's be honest, the reason I'm not reviewing SmackDown on here, it was a throwaway show. It was a throwaway show of SmackDown. So we got to take a break. Had to take a break. Roy is on vacation as well. So we had to take a break. And let's be frank, okay, honestly, it sucked. Okay, it was not a very good episode of SmackDown. So if we had to take a break from one show, the go-home TLC, yeah. All right. That's enough of the NXT. That's enough of the TV shows. It's time to get into the meat and potatoes. Meat and potatoes of the show. A lot of stuff to go over with the news, which includes the unfortunate passing of two wrestling legends. Just today, we saw the passing of Randy Colley, also known as Moondog Rex, passed away at the age of 69. He was best known as Moondog Rex and the original Smash from the tag team Demolition. Not the original Demolition. Original Demolition. During his time in WCW, he was part of the stable known as the Desperados with Dutch Mantel and Black Bart. He was a WWE Tag Team Champ, Mid-South North American Heavyweight Champ, two-time NWA Georgia Tag Team Champ, and three-time USWA World Tag Team Champ. Memphis Wrestling posted on the Twitter confirming this. Randy Colley, as well as the original Demolition Smash, passed away. So, yeah. Yeah. I want to look up some matches of his and maybe watch them on here sometime. Hopefully I don't get dinged by the YouTube Gestapo. Also, unfortunately passing away earlier this week at the age of 86 was former WWF Tag Team Champ and agent Rene Goulet. Rene Goulet passed away actually on May 25th of this year, but it was finally reported out. Family chose to keep his death private, only revealing the news last week. The Cauliflower Alley Club passed the news along. No cause of death was announced. His name is born Robert Bédard. Goulet began wrestling in Quebec City in 1957. He would spend time in the AWA, have his first match or one of the first matches against a number of legends like Ric Flair, the Iron Sheik, Gagne, and Ken Patera. He also wrestled for various NWA promotions. He would win the WWF Tag Team titles with Karl Gotch in 1971. He would tag up with Andre the Giant, winning the New Japan World Tag League in 1981. He retired in 1987 after participating in the Legends Battle Royale at the Meadowlands in New Jersey. He would stay on with the WWF for 10 years as a road agent before officially retiring from the business altogether in 1997. He was inducted into the George Tragos Luz Thez Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame in 2010. Yes. We will see him inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame this year. No question. We will see him inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Spending 10 years as an agent with them, yeah, this will happen. So, Rene Goulet passing the age of 86 in May, but now news made public. Got some questions with this next item, and this seemed to be the big hot ticket item last week. We have got 2 suspensions due to a violation of the wellness policy within the WWE, and they make perfect sense, I think. First one is Robert Roode. He has been dinged on the wellness policy. He will be suspended for 30 days. It makes perfect sense when they gave him the injury write-off on SmackDown 2 weeks ago. Makes perfect sense. We aren't going to see him again until Royal Rumble times. No big deal. We see that kind of stuff all the time. But the second performer that was dinged on the wellness policy was Primo Cologne. We haven't seen Primo Cologne. The milk carton segment's going to be coming up soon, so you'll find out when the last time was we saw Primo Cologne. This makes something blatantly apparent right now. Primo Cologne is not in Puerto Rico. He has been traveling with the WWE. He has been performing for the WWE in house shows, at live events. He's been doing PR stuff. He is still with them in some form on their main roster. So much to the point that they suspend him for violating the wellness policy. What the hell is Primo Cologne doing? What is he doing right now? Seriously. What is he doing? We know he was in Puerto Rico with his cousin Epico in their father's wrestling promotion over there, where now Epico Cologne is the world heavyweight champion over there. But what is Primo Cologne doing? Is he an agent? Is he a scout? What is he? But he's got to be something to be dinged for the violation of the wellness policy, and the WWE releases a statement about it. He's got to be someone that important that they release a statement out for. I don't know. I am really curious. What is he doing? I don't know. I know one thing that one guy is not doing, though. That's Colt Cabana. Colt Cabana is not doing Ring of Honor because he finished up his final match with them at the Final Battle pay-per-view last night. It is probably expected him to be going over to NWA. Cabana is scheduled to defend the NWA national title at tonight's Into the Fire pay-per-view. That was on Saturday. Against Ricky Starks and Aaron Stevens. Also being said, he's going to remain in Atlanta for power tapings going on Sunday and Monday. So Colt Cabana calling it quits with Ring of Honor, switching over to NWA full-time. Sounds good to me. At least you might be covered if you ding yourself in the head. At least if they're going to fire you, they won't do it via email. At least the fans in the NWA are controlled in the studio and not giving you homophobic slurs. Do I need to make any other derogatory insults to Ring of Honor so that I can shift my head away from the microphone? All right. Here we go. Enough of that. All right, let's get some news on the AEW front. AEW announced on social media the official signings of Big Swole and Chris Statlander. Don't know who these two are. Big Swole is scheduled to compete against Emi Sakura on last week's episode of Dynamite. She made her debut with the company at the All Out pay-per-view back in August. But what is a Chris Statlander? Her real name is Kristen Statlander. Made her pro wrestling debut in 2017. She has been in Beyond Wrestling, Shimmer, House of Glory, Ring of Honor, CZ Dub, and others. She defeated the number one contender AEW Women's title. I don't care. There's Big Swole. There's the Chris Statlander. Juan Alacron. Juan is telling me that Big Swole was in the Mae Young Classic. Okie doke. I need to watch some AEW. I need to watch some AEW. I am out of the loop of the AEW, and I'll give perfectly good reason. The reason I'm out of the loop on AEW is I'm seeing way too many botches. Really bad botches. Matthew is having a hell of a time with AEW. Okay? I think it ended for me when I saw like 1 or 2 referee botches 2 weeks in a row. I just couldn't do it. Okay? I think the last botch that I've seen was in a Young Bucks match. Guy on his hands and knees, a Young Buck holding up a chair, and it looks like the guy on his hands and knees is being blocked by the chair from walking away. I don't... CJ, bring it up. Did you see the Buck spot with the steel chair? Yeah. I know you want me to cover AEW. I would love to cover AEW and take it seriously. But for the love of God, the botches are horrendous. The spots are stupid. Okay? There is no Cody Rhodes promo or MJF promo that would make me acknowledge them. Speaking of Cody Rhodes, he decided to talk about fans who didn't show up at their Dynamite show in Garland, Texas this past Wednesday. One saying it's a brutal spot, can't take AEW seriously. No, you're not supposed to take any of this seriously. You're just supposed to ignore the ones that you can't be forced to believe. Cody Rhodes talking about this site at Garland, Texas. I know whenever you go on the Twitter or the Facebook and you go to wrestling news sites, and you always get pictures like this. Okay?
Oh, look at no one showing up to their show. Oh, the company's going down. Look, they tarped off so much of the arena. Oh,
This is Garland, Texas. Someone find for me Garland, Texas on the map and where it is in relation to Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, Austin, and how...
oh, look at them. No one showing up to the show.
This is Garland, Texas. I know that's the hard camera side, okay? But holy hell. I'm not even talking about the empty seats. Just look at the arena itself. Okay? This is the kind of arena that TNA and Impact Wrestling would book here in Concord, North Carolina. Concord, North Carolina would have an arena about this size. It only holds maybe 1,500 people. And it's county fairgrounds is what it is. This is what it looks like to me. But Cody would reply. AEW Executive Vice President Cody Rhodes took Twitter to respond to recent messages regarding the low attendance from last Wednesday's episode. Cody noted that the AEW at the Curtis Caldwell Center had, quote, over 4,500 folks at 80% utilization and well above market. Cody also went on to say that the crowd was vibrant and that AEW will definitely be back. Cody's Twitter posting responding to the low attendance has since been removed with no reason given. Garland is 14 miles southwest of Dallas and is part of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. The Curtis Caldwell Center has a maximum capacity of 6,800 for seating depending on the type of event. Check out the Twitter post from the fans below. From Jacksonville, Dixie, who is a wrestling junkie. This is embarrassing. The AEW brass cannot be happy about this, and we're in the honeymoon stage. AEW fanboys start worrying. 15 minutes are just about up. Okay. This is the rest of the arena. Yeah, it's full. It's full. Okay. It's full. And they tout that their next pay-per-view is going to be in Chicago at the Wintrust Arena. Chicago is the only place AEW draws, and that's why. Haven't had a sellout since October 9th. Thank the scalpers first, the early sales. After they couldn't push the tickets, they stopped buying. Next week, tickets are selling horribly, and tonight's attendance is empty, too, for Chicago. Look. It is not time to push the panic button. It's not time to push the panic button. Book smaller arenas. Stop. Just stop it. Just stop it. The Fiend, Tyson Fury versus Brock at Mania 36. My comments. Take a swig of the sources. Brock Lesnar has not been on TV since Survivor Series. That was about 3 weeks ago. Tyson Fury has not been on TV for literally a month and a half since the show in Jeddah, South Dakota. Why in the hell would we be interested in Tyson Fury versus Brock Lesnar when we haven't even seen either of them on TV together in the past 2 months? And they've never been loosely conjoined with each other on the same television program. Brock Lesnar is on Monday Night Raw. Tyson Fury was on Smackdown, but Tyson Fury has not been on TV for the past 2 months. Next story. WWE has filed multiple trademarks for former WCW and ECW event names and a catchphrase. These are Fully Loaded, Living Dangerously, Heatwave, Anarchy Rules, World War III, Chi-Town Rumble, Sin Sold Out, New Blood Rising, Hog Wild, Capital Combat, Road Wild, Greed, Uncensored, Spring Stampede, Mayhem, Beach Blast, Massacre on 34th Street, and Hardcore Heaven. 2 other terms that were trademarked is the Day of and Eat, Sleep, Conquer, Repeat. CJ, why do you think I stopped caring about trying to use logic when trying to explain why AEW hype is overblown? It sure is. Of all these event names that the WWE has trademarked from the WCW and ECW, there are a lot of these names. World War III. Well, yeah. Period. Beach Blast. Sounds fun. But the reason that they really have trademarked all of these is because of the library that they have. The library that they have right now, they're trying to get all those trademarks so no one else uses them. For example, another company that's going to do a show in Miami for a TV show where they, even though they couldn't fill half the seats in Garland, Texas, I already mentioned Angel Garza proposing to his girlfriend after winning the NXT Cruiserweight title. NWA announced the return of the World Television Championship coming out in their January pay-per-view. I've got to get back on the NWA bandwagon. I've really got to get back on the NWA bandwagon. Juan bringing up in the chat room, Bash at the Beach in January for AEW. Because when I want to go to the beach, it's definitely in January. Fiend asking what match is going to steal the show at the TLC pay-per-view. We're getting there. We're getting there. Hold your horses. Take a sip of the sources. You'll want them. We're getting there. We're getting there. Final story on the news front. Marty Scurll made a surprise appearance at NWA Into the Fire last night, confronting Nick Aldis. I've said since dipping into about a year and a half ago into New Japan material and understanding who Marty Scurll is, I am a fan of Marty Scurll. I think he is WWE ready. But right now he's got a home on the indie front doing Ring of Honor, NWA, New Japan, all of that good stuff. I don't see him now switching anytime soon. Him jumping into NWA and confronting Aldis, this will get some heads turning. Everyone who's been over on Ring of Honor is now going to understand who NWA is. Everyone watch NWA. Seriously, it is so refreshing. It incredibly is. And it'll be even better now that some old Southern fart ain't there anymore. Now, I told you that was the liability of NWA, and now they've gotten rid of him, so it's all good. It is all good. News is on the injuries front. Braun Strowman is dealing with a minor back injury. He missed some live events last weekend and into this week. He has not been on TV for the past couple of weeks, and so they are basically protecting him is what they're doing. Last time he was in performance was at a live event in Mexico City on November the 30th, defeated Shinsuke Nakamura and Sami Zayn in a 2-on-1 handicap match. So they're putting him on ice, letting him get healed up. So, yep, that's what's going on with him. Seth Rollins had a broken finger during a WWE live event last weekend. Not expected to miss any time. There it is, all bandaged up while he's saying that he's a really horrible person, aligning himself with people that are twice his size. He's still going to be on TV, but he will miss ring time. So there you go. I heard Stu Bennett was tremendous last night as a commentator. Yes. Wade Barrett or Stu Bennett on NWA is an absolute treasure. Comparing him to that fossil they had for commentary, like Heenan always said, it's like comparing ice cream to horse manure. Stu Bennett was fantastic. He was absolutely fantastic. I'm so glad to see him find some good work that doesn't hurt himself. Injury report from the NXT front. I really touched on this during our replies, during the review of NXT. Dakota Kai receiving 7 to 8 staples in the back of her head during that really bad table spot. Travis Banks maybe injured, not really. A laceration to his eyebrow in his match with Jackson Riker. But the big one is Fandango with a legitimate dislocated elbow. He will be out 4 to 6 weeks. Is what it's looking like, Ednet. It was not good. And also, final news on the injury front. Piper Niven, just past Friday, revealed that she suffered from a bout of Bell's palsy. Please check out her Twitter account. She is incredibly open about this. There she is in the hospital coming back from Bell's palsy. You can see on her face where it's kind of affected her. But I'm going to tell you right now, ride this for all it's worth, okay? Live this up, Piper. This will be just fantastic. Use this to your advantage. Piper Niven, again, suffering from a bout of Bell's palsy during the week. So there we go. That goes for the new injuries, the complete injury list. Nia Jax, reparative surgery on both ACLs. She should be back for the Royal Rumble. Ruby Riott, reparative surgery, bilateral surgery on both shoulders. She's going to be back for the Royal Rumble. Jinder Mahal, ruptured patella. Maybe back in time for the WrestleMania 36 Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale. Samoa Joe with a broken thumb. He is talking into a microphone right now. We don't know what's going to be going on with him. EC3 with a concussion since September. Haven't seen him anywhere. Jeff Hardy, when he is not drunk driving down the highways of my state or passed out drunk in the stairwell in Myrtle Beach, he is trying to recuperate from knee surgery and won't be back until Fastlane. Lars Sullivan, major surgery to his ACL and MCL. He will not be back until WrestleMania. Xavier Woods with a torn Achilles. He will not be back until SummerSlam, and same is the case for Ember Moon. Xavier Woods doing stuff with his up, down, down stuff on YouTube. Ember Moon doing stuff occasionally on WWE Backstage on Tuesday nights. On the NXT front, Boa, torn rotator cuff and labrum. He's not going to be back until SummerSlam times. Velveteen Dream has a very major back injury on the lumbar region. That's why he ditched the U.S. North American title in the NXT. He won't be back until the Royal Rumble. Bobby Fish, no, he's back from, he is suffering from concussion, but he's still having TV time, so he's okay. Johnny Gargano, sitting back, trying to nurse his neck back into health. The Fiend brought up that he might go ahead and interfere in the Fonz Balor Adam Cole NXT title match next week. I totally see that happening. And finally, Fandango, dislocated elbow. He will not be back in time until TakeOver Portland in February. Those are the people that are hurt. What about the people who aren't hurt? What about the people who are perfectly healthy? What about the people who haven't been on TV for, say, 3 weeks? They end up on a very special list. A special list made possible by our dear friend Epico Cologne. You know it all good and well. It is time for the milk carton.
I smell like Cheetos, Mountain Dew. There's so many people on my box from Florida.
Let's go and start it off with the easy gimmies here. Bork Laser, we have not seen him since Survivor Series when he defended his WWE title against Rey Mysterio. I'm sure we're going to see him by the time Royal Rumble shows up, so nothing to worry about there. Carmella, have not seen him, have not seen her since her three-way elimination match at Survivor Series. No idea what's really going on here. R-Truth has got the 24/7 title. Why isn't she? Well, no, Kyle Busch has it. I don't know who has it right now. I don't know where she is. Damian Priest, have not seen him since the 5-on-5-on-5 triple threat elimination match at the Survivor Series. Well, right now they're pushing Killian Dane. He was supposed to face Killian Dane at the post Survivor Series NXT episode, but they were saying that he was injured. So he's right now taking time off. Don't know what's going on here. They're just going to make some time for him to come on back. Natalya, have not seen her since the Survivor Series elimination match. Good. Sarah Logan, we haven't seen her since that same elimination match at Survivor Series. This is the fourth appearance of Sarah Logan on the WWE milk carton. I don't know. Io Shirai, we have not seen her since NXT TakeOver. Back over then when she jumped off a thing. The Fiend, stop it. Stop it. Okay? Just stop. All right? I see you. Stop it. Io Shirai, haven't seen her since NXT TakeOver. We're just basically doing the same thing with her and Damian Priest, just giving them some time off, and then once they come back, it'll be kind of a big deal. Tegan Nox, haven't seen her since that same War Games pay-per-view where she did absolutely nothing. Wait for her to come back and go off against Dakota Kai coming up in Portland. That's probably what I'm looking at there. Apollo Crews, haven't seen him since the Go Home Survivor Series episode of Smackdown on November the 22nd. He was involved in a big old schmaz where everyone's going after each other. This also included Heath Slater and Shelton Benjamin. So we haven't seen them since the big old schmaz leading into Survivor Series of last week. Kona Reeves, have not seen him since November the 20th, where he was supposed to face Matt Riddle, but then he was blindsided by Ricochet leading into Survivor Series. Poor guy. Only had one match since the debut of NXT onto the USA Network. The B Team, have not seen them since the November 15th episode of Smackdown, where they were in the ring alongside Drew Gulak, where they were making fun of Braun Strowman and how he's just a big dum-dum. Aaliyah, haven't seen her since November the 13th in her match against Xia Li, where she had a broken nose, where it was really just ketchup splattered around her nose. She's okay. Bronson Reed, haven't seen him since that same episode of NXT where he had a match against Isaiah Swerve Scott. And both of them have not been seen on NXT since then. They just like to do a lot of stuff in the ring, but they haven't done anything since then. Taynara Conti, November 6th episode of NXT, where the last match that she was in was a match against the debuting Stephanie Garrett. Avoid it at all costs. Oni Lorcan just recently re-signed a multi-year contract with the WWE, but we have not seen him since the October 16th episode of NXT, where he teamed off with Danny Burch to go off against Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartel of Imperium. I don't know. It was rumored he was asking for his release, but then he got re-signed. Who knows what's going to be happening here? Stephanie Garrett. Tamina, haven't seen her since the September 23rd episode of Monday Night Raw. This was where she was chasing after for the 24/7 title. I think this was after Carmella won it. Haven't seen her since then. Arturo Ruas. Haven't seen him since his match against Pete Dunne at the debut episode of NXT on the USA Network on September the 18th. Andrew says, wee! Wow. Man, we have not seen him since the debut of NXT. 3 months. It's been 3 months. You wouldn't have known it, would you? The Usos. When one of them is not drunk driving down the highways of Florida and the other one isn't getting free swag from video game companies and showing it on the Twitter, they are not on TV. The last time they were on TV was a July 29th episode of Monday Night Raw, where they're in a triple threat tag team match for the Raw tag team titles versus the Revival and the Orange County. The Orange County would end up winning it. What's going on with these guys? I have no idea. I just hope whenever they have determined to come back on the show, they are a lot slimmer and they're sober. Naomi, haven't seen her since the July 22nd episode of Monday Night Raw. That was the Raw reunion episode where she was with Santino Marella and some funny stuff was happening with the 24/7 title. I don't know. She's been on bereavement leave since then with a loss in the family. She has been fulfilling contractual obligations with PR events with Cricket Mobile and other entities, but Cricket Mobile was the one thing. And Boost Mobile, some mobile. The thing with the little green critters, is that Cricket? I think it is. That's what she's been doing. She's also been active on the Twitter and Instagram, so nothing to worry about right there. Primo Cologne. Have not seen him since March the 26th. I don't know if I can take him off the milk carton. He was just dinged with a wellness policy violation, even though he has not been on TV since March the 26th, the nearly go-home episode for WrestleMania of this year, where he was with Sanity and a security outfit separating Shane McMahon and The Miz. Do I keep Primo Cologne on the milk carton? I don't know. I really don't know if I keep him on here, but the one who will forever be on the milk carton, it's named after him. It's the Epico Cologne milk carton. Jamel saying keep him. Okay. Epico Cologne, still on the main roster, Have not seen him since November the 18th, Survivor Series of last year. And he's still on the main roster. God bless him. God bless him. Love it. Stay on it, Epico. Keep doing nothing and keep helping your daddy in Puerto Rico and milk out that contract. Jason Jordan's hurt. Still don't know what's going on with him. Can't really say anything. All right. Before I dip into the predictions, the ones that matter, this is the reason you came on. Take a swig of the sources. I've got to get rid of the sources that I have been taking. I will be right back. I swear it's going to be 5 minutes. Discuss amongst yourselves about everything. What should you discuss? Fiend Daniel Bryan. Bray Wyatt's going to have a match with The Miz. Will The Fiend show up? Will Daniel Bryan show up? And if Daniel Bryan shows up, will he be aligned with The Fiend? Discuss amongst yourselves. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I want to do this. Sources. So much knowledge. All right. Whew. Jamel saying Bryan will show up to align with The Miz. However, The Miz will betray Daniel Bryan. Welcome to WWE. Phone it in, says CJ. All right. Tender Loving Care pay-per-view. 7 matches on the card. 4 of these matches that I am predicting are going to be locks. Whenever I get a locked prediction wrong, we take a shot of the Luna Azul Blanco tequila. Ugh. I want to end this year without any tequila. I want to end this year tequila free. I want to end this year with a record above 100 wins. We've done really good this year. So, 7 matches on the card. 4 of them locks. Potential 8 predictions here. Let me bring up the stuff that I was needing to bring up. Excuse me. Pardon me. I just want to do this. Okay, here we go. Let's start this off with the Viking Raiders are going to be doing an open challenge for their Raw tag team titles on the TLC pay-per-view. All right. Daniel Doug has the best record in baseball. Okay. So the Viking Raiders are issuing an open challenge for the Raw tag team titles on the Tender Loving Care pay-per-view. Number 1, who will respond to the call? First, who will respond to the call? Will it be a no-name tag team? And if it was a no-name tag team, who would it be? Orange County? That's not no-name. They've been tag champs this year. Well, Street Profits, it can't be them. They already faced them. Well, they could face them again. They faced them on Monday Night Raw, so why not another one? Sure, why not? Ryder and Hawkins, they've already squashed Hawkins and Ryder 2 months ago. Usos? Orange County sounds about right. I think Orange County might answer it. AOP? Jamel saying, or they could have a job squad come out, get squashed. Yeah. And then an actual team. Yes. Juan asking, could an NXT team show up?
Name NXT tag teams.
Go right ahead.
Who?
Daniel saying the B team. No, the B team's on SmackDown. I don't know.
Am I thinking the Viking Raiders are going to lose?
Whoever comes out, Undisputed Era coming out, shut it. Stop it.
No. That is not happening. Stop it right now. I need to get a pen.
No, I don't need to have a pen. I have a keyboard and a computer. I have a keyboard. I have stuff. I need to bring something here because I got to write down my predictions. Got to write down these predictions so I don't forget because I got to hold myself accountable. Frosty the Snowman and Santa. No. The Young Bucks streamers in the air. No. Heavy Machinery. That's on SmackDown. I would love to see the Usos come back in this spot. I think this is a great spot for the Usos to come back on. That's not going to happen. I don't see the Usos. Orange County seems very plausible. Orange County seems very plausible to be coming back here. I'd buy that one. Hawkins and Ryder, no, I don't see that. Street Profits, too. I could see Street Profits or Orange County. One of those two. Either way, Viking Raiders win. Either way, Viking Raiders win. Lock it. Yeah. Viking Raiders win, lock it. Whatever the hell they're doing, Raiders are going to win. There you go. Yeah, pure and simple. 6 matches to go, 3 locks to go. Alistair Black versus Buddy Murphy. Okay, so let's go ahead and face facts here with this match. Okay. Just a regular match, no stipulations. What is our purpose with this match? Or is the purpose to build both or to build one? If we're building one, it's going to be Alistair Black. But what are we building him to? Are we building him to a mid-card title? Are we building him to something higher? And the higher ain't going to happen. Buddy Murphy, are we going to build Buddy Murphy? And if we build him, is it at the backs of Alistair Black, who has just been giving monologues ever since WrestleMania? Face facts for a second here. Buddy Murphy has had more ring time than Alistair Black. And yet Black is the one who's supposed to be the big deal. But what are we building him to? What are we setting them up for? Who's the heel? Who's the face? Are we building Black as the face? And if we're building Black as the face, who is he going to be going up against? Who's your mid-card heel? If Murphy's the heel, then who's your mid-card face? Mid-card light on Monday Night Raw right now. I'm so glad I don't need to lock this, okay? So glad I don't have to lock this. Fiend says Black wins 100%, but it will steal the show. Got to be hard-hitting. When it comes to stealing the show, I can totally understand how this match would steal the show. I don't think it will. I don't think this will steal the show. It'll be a great match. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's going to be a bad match. Not by any stretch. But if we see a Black Mass kick out, if we see a Murphy's Law kick out, this is going to be bad. It's going to be a bad match. It's going to be bad. No one can kick out from a finisher in this match. You haven't built these two big enough to warrant it. I'll take black. Not going to lock it. I really can't. I mean, I really can't. It scares me. It really does. All right. 5 matches to go. 3 locks. Kabuki Warriors defending the women's tag team titles against Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch, who is the Raw Women's Champion, in a tables, ladders, and chairs match. All right. CJ, everyone loses in this match. I'm going to be brutally honest. No. I'm going to be honest first off leading into this. The Charlotte Flair 2-on-1 handicap match was actually really good on Monday Night Raw. It was actually pretty good. Okay, you got to face that. The Becky Lynch 2-on-1, not so much. But Becky and Charlotte going for this. Okay, so let's go ahead and just step back. Start fantasy booking. What is our end game here? If we have Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair win the titles, are we expecting the good old tag team turning on each other and then a team takes over and makes up for it? Oh, be aware that this is the entire Monday Night Raw women's roster right now. All 4 of these women are the Monday Night Raw women's roster. And if you were to do this, if you were to change the titles, how are you getting them back on Asuka and Zayn? And how are you going to build them back up? Daniel saying Becky Charlotte at Mania. Andrew saying, can Asuka get you missed? No. Cena Miz, Cena Batista. I see, yeah, I get you. Rivals being tag team champs. I totally get it. Here's the thing. What is our goal here? Our goal is to try to build the Raw women's roster, but yet we have all of them in one match. Fiend saying, Becky, please drop the belts. This run has been underwhelming. Here's what I'm looking at. In this match, I'm looking at, Asuka spitting in a girl's face and the girl who's blinded slugging the other girl, and Asuka and Zayn walk out with the titles and Charlotte and Becky start slugging at each other, and this is what we're going to get leading into WrestleMania. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. However, there are other women that are in the wings waiting to come back from injury. You've got Nia Jax coming back from reparative knee surgeries. You got Ruby Riott coming back from reparative shoulder surgeries. Understand with those two, with Ruby Riott, you can reform the Riott Squad and they become the new force of Monday Night Raw. Or you bring back Nia Jax and have her just squash anyone that shows up. Everyone's forgotten Nia Jax, okay? Bring her back as a heel, squash everyone. Oh, I love me some awesome Kong action. But if I'm building this, I've got to keep the tag titles on on Zayn and Asuka. I've got to keep it on them. They're just too fun right now, the two of them. They have done a very good job bringing them as heels, okay? Switching them over, not just the mist in the face, but changing up Zayn's look is a big deal. No more pirate. No more pirate. We are now a sexy bondage girl with an umbrella. So, Who are we pitting up against Zayn and Asuka? Who cares? Who cares? Okay? Who cares? So we do get a blinding part in the match. Yes, we do, Andrew. Asuka is going to blind somebody. Going to slug the other one. Everyone gets mad. Asuka and Zayn retain. Lock it. Asuka, Zayn retain. Hey, I'm a poet and didn't realize it. Poet and didn't realize it. Take a sip of sources. Ugh. Wooby Wyatt. Ugh, God, this match. Oh, this is going to be bad. This is going to be a bad one. Rusev versus Bobby Lashley in a tables match. Lana in tow. Wait, I just smiled because I had a thought. It just dawned on me how this is going to end. Hear me out. 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 This is how we end this, okay? Hear me out. Someone's going through a table. It's a tables match, Doug.
Of course someone's going through a table.
You know who's going through a table in this one? You know who the first one's going to go through the table? Lana. Lana's going through a table first. And who is going to come to her aid? Rusev. And who will take advantage of Rusev being compassionate to Lana? Bobby Lashley. Lashley will put Rusev through the table and win the match. And end this charade all together. Just end it. Lashley. Wait, CJ saying, excuse me. Oh, God, CJ, I've told you about... Oh, it's Bob Lashley. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, it's Bob Lashley. Yes, thank you. I thought you were going to give me some thoughts on what you thought was going to happen. The last time I listened to you, CJ, it was not good. Bob Lashley wins this one. Can't lock it, though, because my fantasy booking tendencies have gotten the best of me. So I'll take Bob Lashley in that one. 3 matches, 2 locks. Oh, boy. Exactly likely this will end like that. Thank you, Fiend. Thank you. Thank you. All right. 3 matches, 2 locks to go. The New Day defending their Smackdown Tag Team titles against the Revival in a ladder match. What are we doing here? What is the tag team landscape like on SmackDown right now? We have the New Day. It's going to be Kingston and Big E because Woods is out with the Achilles. The Revival, a mainstay as long as Wilder is not tripping over the SmackDown set. What other Heavy Machinery, B Team? What other tag teams have we got? Heavy Machinery is now. They're building Heavy Machinery as the happy tag team right now. The New Day is the face of SmackDown. Without Xavier Woods, it's kind of weird. Big E hot tags are a treasure to behold. Yes, this is we are going to be seeing this match for the millionth time, Fiend. I totally get it. But, I mean, you weren't like that when the Revival went against DIY, right? If I want to carry this on, I want the Revival winning. There are a lot of things in this card that are left out. Do you realize that? There are a lot of things that are left out in this card. I'll get to it in a little bit. For one thing, the AJ Styles, Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio thing ain't happening. We got none of that. Seth Rollins and the AOP ain't showing up. There's a lot of stuff happening in this show that's missing from the TV shows. Shinsuke Nakamura, Intercontinental title. Where's that? Women's champion. Where is she? Bayley. She ain't on the show. Nor is Sasha Banks. Or Nikki Cross or Alexa Bliss. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. And Nish, is this the usual time? No, you tuned in for the predictions. No, this is definitely a phone-it-in pay-per-view. That's for damn sure. Do I want this to carry on? If I do, God damn it. And what, Doug, why are you lingering so much on this? Because a shot of tequila wages on this match. I don't want to do any more tequila. All right. Look. What's going on with the tag team roster on SmackDown right now is only the New Day, Revival, and Heavy Machinery. We can't count Rude and Ziggler into it because Rude is serving a suspension. What do we do? I am about to chew this microphone. It'd be a good time for the Usos. The Usos are on Raw. That's not going to happen. Where's Sheamus? Jamel asking where's Sheamus? Well, Sheamus is going to debut after this pay-per-view. He'll debut around Royal Rumble times. Do I not lock this? Actually, the other two matches, Andrew, I don't want to mention them because it's called drama and teasing. CJ Weekend. Because fuck you, that's why. All right. Damn it, Doug, make up your mind. I'll take the Revival. Oh, God. I'll take the Revival. I'll take the Revival. I don't want to lock it. No, I am not locking it. Shut one. I am not locking. No, I can't lock it. No, I can't. This is not good. I cannot lock this. No. Revival. I'll take the Revival to win. I can't lock it. I cannot lock it. Shorty G. Alley. Oh, thank you for reminding me of that one, Fiend. Yes. No, thank you for reminding me. Thank you. No, that's very good. Thank you. Oh, God. Okay. This has never happened during my predictions. This has never happened. Two matches left on the card for Tender Loving Care. They are mandatory locks. These two picks are mandatory locks. Can't do anything about it. Here we go. King Karen Bourbon versus Burden. In a TLC match. CJ saying Roman wins it. I can book it. Jamel saying Burden gets the win. Daniel, why torture yourself? Torcher. Andrew, Big Dog. Okay. I got you all to blame. You're all to blame for this. taking Roman, I'll lock it. All right. You guys seem so fervent on this. And actually, no, it makes sense. If we're going to build him for... Oh, God. If we're going to build him for the WrestleMania big-time match that we're all imagining him to have, we've got to build him up, right? So, yeah. Yeah. Lock him. I'll lock that. I got no problem with that. We locked the Viking Raiders, and we locked... did we lock Kairi Sane and Asuka? We locked Sane and Asuka, right? Did we lock Sane and Asuka, guys? I'm trying to remember. My locks are Viking Raiders, Roman Reigns, and what was the other one? Sane and Asuka? Or was it Bobo? Okay, it was Sane and Asuka. Okay, thank you. Okay. I'm trying to remember because the sources are just so good. All right. No, it makes perfect sense. Lock in Roman Reigns for this one. You want to build him up for the WrestleMania times. He's not going to win the Royal Rumble. Oh, my God. Wait a minute. Did I say that? I may want to retract that. I did. Juan, you shut your face. I did not lock the Revival. You shut your filthy whore mouth. Okay. Finally. The final lock. One. The final lock for the Tender Loving Care pay-per-view goes to what I think will steal the show. This match is going to steal the show. Is Bray Wyatt versus The Miz. This is not a title match. This was not announced as a Universal title match. It is just the Bray Wyatt versus The Miz. It was finally revealed during Smackdown, the go-home show for Survivor Series of Smackdown. No, not... Yeah, it was. On a Firefly Funhouse segment of Smackdown on last Friday, where Bray Wyatt basically revealed that there's a way that you can teach yourself to not feel pain. That he taught himself to not feel that. But apparently it can lapse every once in a while. So what we are finding out right now is when it comes to the Bray Wyatt character and The Fiend, is that they are actually two separate entities. To where The Fiend is the one who has absolutely no emotion, he doesn't feel pain, nigh invulnerable, pops up from everything, yada, 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 like the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view that everyone got pissed off at. But then there's this guy, the Bray Wyatt, who is not going to be The Fiend, that will be able to feel pain. Squaring off against The Miz, who is just angry because Bray wants to have a family and wants to adopt Miz as his own. This is the match. Okay, I totally get Alistair Black, Buddy Murphy being the match that'll steal the show. Totally get it. But if we're talking about storyline build and character development, this is the match that will steal the show. Okay? I see in this match The Miz getting the upper hand. Fiend shows up. But then also some bald guy shows up. Some bald guy without a beard. I mean, we're talking hairless. Completely hairless. I see another guy showing up. This is going to be incredibly fascinating. Okay, this match is going to be incredibly fascinating. Okay. The problem is in this match, I've locked it. Who's going to win? Who's going to win? Not a DQ finish. You know, who's going to win via DQ? Oh, this ain't no American Dragon. This ain't going to... Oh, it's going to be a dragon. It's going to be a dragon reminiscent of Silence of the Lambs is what it's going to be. Wow. I don't even know if we're going to have a result in this match, is the thing. This is the match you want to pay attention to. Liv Morgan is not going to be a part of this in any way whatsoever. She is not on SmackDown. This is SmackDown-centric. Stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Daniel Bryan is going to return as a hairless being. Completely hairless. I don't even know if this is going to finish, is the thing. But I can't make that call. Someone has to win. The Miz is not going to win against the Bray. No, Miz ain't winning. No. And I have to force on the lock, so it's Wyatt. I'll take Wyatt on the lock. But it's a DQ. Fuck, it's a DQ finish. That means the Miz wins. Yep. Now I got to scratch that. No, I have to take the Miz on the DQ. I got to take the Miz on the DQ. I still have the comfort if it's a no contest, nothing happens. Nothing happens, okay? Winner or loser is what happens here, okay? Oh, boy. I'm totally hearing you guys on a lot of this about, screw this pay-per-view. I totally get it. It's a throwaway. I totally get it. But you guys aren't wagering shots of tequila on it. Maybe you all would enjoy it if you put something of value up on it. You never realized how many people were fans of American football until they played fantasy football. I'm just kind of putting it out there. It's the last pay-per-view of the WWE's. I have made my predictions. 4 locks on 7 matches. I don't want to get any tequila. I only want to hit 100. Here are the predictions for the show. I'm taking the Viking Raiders winning on whoever the hell comes out against them. It could be Street Profits, could be Orange County, could be the Usos, but they're going to win anyway. Alistair Black, I've got him defeating Buddy Murphy in their little slugfest. I've got Kairi Sane and Asuka retaining the women's tag team titles against the Becky and the Charlotte. I have Bob Lashley defeating Rusev in his tables match because Lana's going to go through a table. I've got the Revival becoming the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions over the New Day. I have got Roman Reigns defeating Karen Borbin in a TLC match. And then finally, I've got The Miz winning via DQ over the Bray Wyatt in their match. My locks on this pay-per-view. Viking Raiders are locked. Asuka and Kairi Sane are locked. Roman Reigns' burden is locked. And The Miz is locked. Pray for my soul. That's going to do it for Wrestleview Weekly. Thank you all so much for showing up and sacrificing your times of watching Americans giving each other concussions for the sake of your own entertainment. If you were in the chat room, you better let it be known right now by saying, wee! Yes, I see Andrew. I see Daniel. No, my liver does not hate me, Jamel. It doesn't matter. The Fiend says, wee! Jamel said, wee! Everyone else say, wee! And this you better damn well say, wee! There you go. Wee! Everyone, CJ, yes, wee! Thank you all so much for showing up. Tune in later tonight after the Tender Loving Care TLC pay-per-view. The effervescent and always flowing, I think that's the analogy for effervescent, Mike Tedesco, he will be alongside with me to talk about the Tender Loving Care pay-per-view later on tonight, probably around between 10:30 and 11 o'clock is what we're looking at. We appreciate y'all showing up then. Also, show up Monday Night Raw recap. Recap? That sounds apropos. Mike Tedesco and his maybe Victoria are going to show up to review Monday Night Raw tomorrow night. And then also, Saturday night, the Christmas Craptacular. Mashoon says, wee! Christmas Craptacular. Myself, Adam, Mike Tedesco. I said an Adam. And many others will be showing up for Christmas stupidity. Yes, drinking is going to be involved, as is always. It's always on my show, but it will be on that show. The Christmas Craptacular will be this Saturday at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Saturday night. If you can't show up, that's okay. It's better off you stay in bed. But we're all going to show up, talk a bunch of stuff, raise some money for good people, and we're going to try not to talk about wrestling is the big thing. It's not going to be very wrestling heavy. Let's put it this way. The Christmas Craptacular Saturday night at 9 o'clock, any wrestling questions are going to be fed through me. And I have some great stuff that I'm going to break out for that show. So, who knows? You guys know the schedule now. Hope to all to see you then. Until then, we will see you later tonight, 10:30 to 11 o'clock here on the Wrestleview channel to talk about the Tender Loving Care pay-per-view. And as always, thank you all so much for showing up. I need to sober up. The motto, know when you're being sold to.